Hey YouTube, it's Team Legends TV here with a discussion on how to beat Psy-Frames. Now, Psy-Frames are a relatively new deck that came out in High-Speed Riders, and due to their unique and new playing style, they're likely to catch a lot of players off guard, especially if you don't know that you're already facing them. So let's start. The Psy-Frame monsters all act the same way. When they control no monsters, they are able to special summon themselves and one Psy-Frame driver from the hand, deck, or graveyard to either negate a spell, trap, or monster effect, or search, or end the battle phase. Alpha responds to a normal summon, and it adds one Psy-Frame card from the deck to the hand. Beta responds to a direct attack by popping the monster and ending the battle phase. Delta responds to a spell by negating it. Epsilon responds to a trap by negating it. And Gamma responds to a monster effect by negating it. Now, during game one, you're likely to be playing against them. You're not going to know what you're playing against, and they're going to negate a rather important part of your play. The important thing game one is if they don't have the field spell up, Psy-Frame Circuit, once they negate one of your plays, go off. Make all the rest of your plays. Once they control monsters, they cannot negate anything. And you essentially have to play as if they can negate, once you find out you're playing against them, you have to play as if they can negate any play that you want to make. So as you're going through, you'll make a play, and if they do negate it, you'll have contingency plays. And if they don't, you'll be like, okay, on to the next one. And you just keep going until they either do negate one of your effects, or they don't, and you continue through the battle phase. You have to play tentatively, and you cannot put all your eggs in one basket, such that if they negate it, you're done for the turn. Now, their field spell, Psy-Frame Circuit, is very powerful. It allows them to synchro summon immediately after summoning a Psy-Frame monster, and this could allow them to Black Rose during your turn, or summon one of the Psy-Frame synchro monsters, or any synchro monster for that matter, to activate the powerful effects during your turn, as well as theirs. If they do have Psy-Frame Circuit up, it's important to get rid of it as soon as possible, and probably the safest way to do this is after they summon a Psy-Frame Gear monster and Psy-Frame Driver, chain Mystical Space Typhoon to the activation of Psy-Frame Circuit. This will prevent the synchro summon from occurring. They also have a trap card, Psy-Frame Overlord, which allows them to, by banishing one Psy-Frame monster from their hand or side of the field, banish one card on the field face down. And they can use this to clear their field, but also just as a powerful disruptor, so this is another card you have to look out for. When this card is in the grave, but not the turn it's sent there, they can banish it to add one Psy-Frame card from their deck to their hand. So, for games 2 and 3, there are a lot of cards that can be sided against Psy-Frames that can stop them from making their plays. For monsters, we have Majesty's Fiend and Vanity's Fiend. So, all of the Psy-Frame Gear monsters require the activation of effects, and their effects all special summon. So if you have either Majesties or Vanities up, they cannot activate any of them to negate any of your plays. If they don't have an immediate response, whether it's Psy-Frame Overload or another trap card to counter it, then that is very powerful, and they will have a hard time getting over it. It'll put you in a very powerful position. Now, onto spells. There are a few spells that are very good. First, we have Kaiser Coliseum. Now, when activating the spells, it is very important to bait out one of their plays because they can directly respond to the activation. However, if you are able to resolve Kaiser Coliseum and keep just one monster on board, they will be unable to activate any of their Psy-Frame Gears in hand to negate your monsters because they have to summon the Psy-Frame Gear and Psy-Frame Driver, and they are unable to put more than one monster on board. Prohibition does something to a similar effect. However, if you activate this card to clear in Psy-Frame Driver, they will be unable to activate due to the inability to use Psy-Frame Driver. So that will also prevent them from negating your plays. And then Mystical Space Typhoon is very powerful for stopping Psy-Frame Circuit, also other spell and trap destruction for that. Onto traps, we have Imperial Ironwall. Now, Imperial Ironwall does not stop the Psy-Frame Gears themselves from negating. However, if you're having a problem with their synchro monsters or their trap card, Psy-Frame Overload, then it is a very good card. It stops Psy-Frame Overload from searching as well, and it also keeps the Psy-Frame monsters on board if they negate something during the end of your turn, they would not be banished. And this does allow your opponent to synchro summon with them. However, they also control monsters, so they can't continue to negate your plays. Other floodgates that are very good are Skill Drain and Vanity's Emptiness. Now, a lot of decks cannot main Skill Drain, as it conflicts with their plays, or side it. But if you're able to get these up, say you're playing Burning Abyss, it is very good at protecting yourself from all the negations. Floodgate that is very powerful against Psy-Frames is actually Mind Drain. This card has not seen a lot of play recently, but it functions like Skill Drain and Soul Drain. You activate it by paying 1,000, and then the effects of monsters in the hand cannot be activated. This stops all of the Psy-Frame Gears monsters effects, and if you have this and they don't have Mystical Space Typhoon or Psy-Frame Overlord or some card to remove it, they will be unable to play. Another good card is Mind Crush, and you would use this by, as they reveal, to negate one of your plays, chaining it, declaring the corresponding Psy-Frame Gear monster. And the only downside to Mind Crush, as well as all the other traps, is they can chain Psy-Frame Epsilon to it. Not all Psy-Frame players are playing Epsilon in the main deck. However, it is still something to watch out for. Lastly, and probably the most sure way to prevent the Psy-Frame negations, is Debunk. It does something similar to the effect of Mind Crush, as in it stops the effect from resolving. However, it is a counter trap, meaning they cannot respond to it with Epsilon or any other card that would normally stop it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to check out our Facebook fan page, facebook.com/TeamLegendsTCG, for more articles and discussions similar to this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks.